Hi, Facebook. I'm back with another video about the blog I wrote 2 weeks ago, but I was too sick to record a video at that time. So I'm recording it now. And the tagline for that blog was, "I'm here to be of service, not to impress." And that was a really powerful reframe for me to help me deal with some of my fears. So the deal is this. I still get really nervous. I still get really nervous doing these videos. I still get really nervous whenever I'm doing public speaking. If I have a presentation, I get nervous. And there's this great book called Choke. And the author's name is Cian Beilock. I might be mispronouncing it, but it's a great book. And she's talking about how we can kind of have our peak performance. Because, I mean, we all have those big moments when it really does matter if we can show up and be a 10 instead of choking, right? Whether it's, you're up to bat with bases loaded at the World Series, or you're just giving a presentation that is kind of a key, moment in your professional life and you want to do a really good job, right? Like we have those moments when it really does matter if we can show up and do our best. And the number one kind of thing that happens to negatively impact our performance is that we worry. Because if we're worried, then it will get us out of kind of the higher cognitive part of our brain where we can do our best work. And it will instead kind of zap our energy and get us thinking about negative outcomes. And if we're thinking about negative outcomes, we're much more likely to have a negative outcome, right? So for me, knowing that, and I know I'm obsessed with all this stuff. This is all I'm ever reading and studying is like how to keep getting better and better in all areas of my life. And obviously worrying is something that I know is detrimental to me being awesome. So, I hold space for the fact that I still do it. I still get nervous, and I try to be as skillful as possible in dealing with it. And so I realized the other day before I wrote the blog that, thinking about the areas that I get nervous and when I start to kind of get worried, it really stems from me, and we're all different. And so I encourage you to spend some time thinking about like, where are your vulnerabilities? Like, where do you feel less secure? Feeling not good enough is obviously a really kind of big one for most of us. For me, feeling not good enough, it usually only kind of creeps in when I made a promise to someone that I was going to do a great job, right? Like I'm going to give a presentation and I'm going to do a great job for you. And I don't want to let someone down. Or if I volunteer, I'm like, oh, I can handle that. And then like I drop the ball because I drop balls still frequently. So, it's like letting someone down is really like, it's not fun or pain, it's not pleasant to do that. So for me, I realized that if I have this mindset kind of reframing and shift, and instead of thinking about, going into something to impress somebody and to get some sort of like either esteem or result that someone's either gonna, hire me then to do more stuff or, whatever, right? That they're happy with me, they like me, I did a good job, all that stuff. Instead of focusing on that, because that's going to be what it's going to be, right? We all know that no matter how awesome we are, we're not always going to please people. So even if we go in and we do an awesome job, there's always a chance that people aren't going to like us, aren't going to be pleased with us. And that's, oftentimes someone else's issues, not ours. Like we've got some issues we could always do better. And people on the other side are human beings. So they may be in a place where they can't appreciate us, which it's going to happen. So we can't go into life being people pleasers. And needless to say, most of my life, I was very much a people pleaser. And if I didn't please someone, I'd be like, oh, I'd feel awful. Okay. So we don't want to be in that place. And so for me, when I realized when I go into something, if I focus on the fact that I am doing it to be of service, like if I take on a job, even if I say I'm going to, go in and give a presentation, someone's going to pay me for it or something that's like work, I'm still doing it always to be of service. I'm not doing it because I want something. I'm not doing it because I want esteem or because I want more work. I'm really doing it to be of service because I care about sharing this work and sharing wisdom. So for me, if I focus on being of service and then I'm not doing it to impress someone, I'm not doing it for results, I'm doing it purely because I'm called to do it and it feels right and I'm doing it to be of service. It was a really powerful shift for me that freed me from a lot of the gunk that was making me nervous. And so I definitely have felt a shift that I can be less nervous when I go in to be of service, that I can just show up and just be me and do my best. And whether it's a 10 or whether it's a 6, whether I drop the ball and apologize and then make up for it in other ways and repair, because life is messy and I mess stuff up and we all mess stuff up. And it's going to keep being messy because that's how we learn and grow. So That was last week's blog when I was too sick to record it. Thank you for listening. If you don't know, I have a website that has just been updated, goldevolution.com. There's a bunch of free stuff on there. You can get the first chapter of my book for free. There's a breathing guide, because breathing is another thing that we can do, whether we're going in as a presentation or we're up to bat. If we keep our breathing centered and calm, it keeps our mind centered and calm. So learning how to use your breathing mindfully, hugely powerful stuff. And there's like a PDF that you can download on my website that explains all the different parts of the breath and how to use it mindfully to be powerful. So it really is like a superhuman, powerful thing that we have that we don't use, and we have it with us all the time. So yeah, and there's a meditation on there. So thank you so much for listening. If I can ever be of service, because that's why I'm here, reach out. Thanks so much. Have a great day.